crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning. Bix Weir, roadrunner.com with your morning horror of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. We had some kind of little pop in silver. It's sad when you get excited about a 30-cent move, but hey, we take it as we get it, right? For those that don't know, silver and gold are manipulated, have been manipulated, along with stocks, bonds, everything. Out of the US Treasury Exchange Stabilization Fund, we've proven it time and time again. But I do love that all these people are getting into screaming about manipulation. What they really don't understand is it's 100% legal for the United States Treasury. The United States Treasury, not the Federal Reserve and not the bullion banks, but the US Treasury is allowed by law to rig any market they want. Keep that in mind. Great move for silver, but it's rigged. Computer programs written by Alan Greenspan in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they still control it. In the basement of the U.S. Treasury, there's a computer trading floor that works with the Fed in New York and the bullion banks to rig all markets, especially silver. That's the number one market to rig silver. Silver is the bank killer. So they're going to rig it till the very last day. And what gave them authorization to rig it? The Gold Reserve Act of 1934, signed by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in January 1934. The act was the culmination of Roosevelt's controversial gold program. Among other things, the act transferred ownership of all monetary gold in the United States to the U.S. Treasury and prohibited the Treasury and financial institutions from redeeming dollars for gold. Anybody who says, like Ben Bernanke, when he said, oh, gold is not part of the monetary system, never has been, it's an ancient relic, we keep it for, historical purposes, is lying to you. Yes, it's true your government lies to you. Gold and silver are the number one monetary metals in the world. They're the number one monetary instruments in the world. Much more powerful than gold, than U.S. dollars, treasury bills, stocks, bonds. Gold and silver are the number one asset type. That's why they have to suppress the price. Here's where it got a little squirrely. Going through some of the parts of the 1934 Gold Reserve Act, I want to point out Section 10. Section 10 of the Gold Reserve Act established a stabilization fund of $2 billion, which used to be a lot of money back then, under the control of the Treasury. These funds came from the profits the government earned when it raised the price of gold. Don't you wish you had an asset you can raise the price of it via, an executive order? They raised the price of gold from $20 to $35 and took the profits. It's crazy. The Treasury could use the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Now here it is. This is the language in that document. The Treasury could use the Exchange Stabilization Fund to buy or sell gold, foreign currencies, financial securities, and other financial instruments in order to control the dollar's value and to conduct open market operations without the assistance or approval of the Federal Reserve. The Treasury could also use ESF to transfer funds clandestinely to neutral nations and international allies. This tool proved useful during World War II. There is nothing they can't do that has not been approved by this law. So yes, they can, in order to preserve the dollar's value, rig the gold market, rig the silver market. It is 100% legal. Do they do it? Absolutely. Every day. How do they do it? Alan Greenspan's computer programs. Go to roadrunner.com, scroll down a little bit. This is free to everybody. There's a video called An Introduction to the Road to Ruta, Discovering the Road to Ruta, sorry. It's right there. Watch that one first, and then the second one, Golden Oldies to the Crypto Future. With these two video posts, they're documentary style, you'll understand our entire monetary system and what's going on and why. And the gold in the Grand Canyon and why that was so important when they discovered it in the early 1900s, that forced them to create the Federal Reserve to control the value of money, which is crazy since they've devalued money. But if you have millions of tons of gold, you can kind of get the idea of where they feel like they have the authorization to do all that. Yes, millions of tons. I said it correctly. Watch these two videos and you'll understand. And then in the 1960s and 70s, Alan Greenspan, the best computer programmer in the world, all throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, he invented the Y2K problem. He blames himself for that problem. He forgot to program in 4 digits instead of 2. And then he fixed it when he was head of the Fed. How'd he fix it? 5 years before Y2K hit, they changed as much as they could. Remember that? Those of us who have lived through that and were involved at all in the computer programs of businesses, they had to change out everything in the last 2 years. Everything was changed out. And then little things went sideways here and there. And everybody said, oh, nothing happened on Y2K. Well, that's because they spent trillions of dollars to fix the problem that Alan Greenspan created when he created our electronic monetary system back in the 70s under his boss, Arthur Burns, the head of the Federal Reserve System. I hope this makes sense to everybody. If you go to Road to Ruta, I'll show you the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston documents that pointed me in certain directions. Shows we cannot live without a gold standard. It has to be controlled at all times. And the plan to destroy it. What would this do? This is Biden's wealthy investors may be in for a capital gains tax hike. Here's how they'll manage. Joe Biden wants to increase capital gains from 20% to 40%. Let that sink in. What would you do if you're an investor and you know that if you sell an asset next year, it's a 40% tax on it? If you sell it this year, it's a 20% tax on it, on the gains. What would you do? You'd sell everything you had this year. What would that do? It would destroy the valuations of these assets held by a lot of people. But number two, everybody would be having cash, and you'd basically save the economy for a brief period until hyperinflation kicks in by the rich. This is like the dumbest idea in the history ever, but it may be the idea to destroy the monetary system. If all the rich people sell all the same assets at the same time, what happens to the value of those assets? They crash. But then they have those who got out soon, the ultra rich, start buying hard assets. Gold, silver, and cryptos. Yes, cryptos are a hard asset. Not because you can knock on them, but they have digital scarcity. If you store them correctly, they'll be the best asset you own if you pick the right ones. Speaking of the right ones, you want to know the right one? Right there, Theta. Those of you who know what's going on in the Theta world, why did they delay Mainnet for 2 months? Because they knew the slam was coming. They knew beforehand. You know what they said about it? Here's when it was released. March 24th, they said, oh, we're going to delay Mainnet. Mainnet was supposed to happen in April, and they changed it to June 30th, the last day of the quarter. Here's what they said. Theta development team has been heads down working on the Theta Mainnet 3.0 for some time now, and great progress has been made towards the release of elite edge nodes and T-fuel staking and burning on Mainnet. However, to ensure that edge node network functions efficiently as it scales to 100K plus, elite edge nodes, and to incorporate some building blocks for our longer-term NFT vision, we decided that additional time to conduct a more thorough code review and testing was important. Due to this, the Mainnet 3.0 launch date will be moved from April 21st to June 30th. While delays are never ideal, we think this change is the prudent way forward for ensuring successful Mainnet 3.0 launch. So they knew back in March that this chaos was going to happen right now in the crypto world. They knew. And they delayed it. Now, I don't think they knew from their own analysis. I think they were tipped off. Because if Mainnet 3.0 was launched in April, it would have been way overcrowded by all the current news and FUD and destruction of price. If they waited till it was over, for example, if it's over by June 30th, which I think it probably will be well over by June 30th, then you're looking at blue skies like you wouldn't believe. Can you imagine? This little pullback ends, Theta's on the move, and all of a sudden, bang, Mainnet 3.0 happens. Tom Brady comes out and says, buy Theta through my autographed NFT company. That's what's going on, in my opinion. Also, listen to what else they say. Our development team has always taken a conservative approach to the on-chain upgrades, and are proud that in the 2+ years the Theta blockchain has never experienced any chain halts or other major core issues. A similar delay to Mainnet 2.0 in the spring of 2020 led to a successful launch without technical problems. So the team is confident this is the right choice for the long term. And here's the kicker. Additionally, key partnership opportunities in the NFT space have required us to devote resources to build out the upcoming NFT marketplace in a broader approach, and incorporating some of those foundational elements into Mainnet 3.0 core. While we know the native Theta blockchain is lightning fast with effectively zero transaction fees, our proof-of-stake protocol purpose-built for media becomes even more important as the cost of minting and transacting NFTs on Ethereum, for example, keeps increasing. It becomes highly impractical for buyers and sellers to transact $5 and $10 NFTs if the transaction fee is $2. In the longer term, we believe that Theta's elite edge nodes can become a true universal decentralized edge storage for all NFTs and does not rely on any centralized platform. To enable this in the future, we will be building out cross-chain bridges between Theta, Ethereum, and other networks to enable seamless transfer, storage, and ownership of all digital assets. For more information on what to expect for the upcoming Mainnet 3.0 release, see here, here, and here. So that's the deal. They knew it was coming. Theta knew this price slam was coming, and brilliant move to delay the release of 3.0, the announcement of autograph that Tom Brady is going to be the spokesman, literally the spokesman for Theta and Theta Fuel. And today you can pick up Theta at $6.42. $6.42 from, what was it, 15, the all-time high? $6.42. I remember back in the day, when Theta dropped from 15 cents to 5 cents. Thinking back now, the drop from 15 cents to 5 cents, obviously I should have loaded up everything I had. Now I did that, but we would have went from 5 cents to 30 cents. Not everything I had, but just about. And now we've seen it do the same thing, drop from $15 to $6. What's a harder buy? The $15 buy or the $6 buy? Now you shouldn't have been buying at $15. I take that back. Of course you should have been buying. But now it's at 6. It's like dropping from 15 cents down to 6 cents. And loading up the boat. Anyway, whatever you do, you're going to have to hang on for dear life. HODL. Through the madness. Yes, there'll be 100, 200% up days in Theta. Back to back. Like we saw from the rise from, 20, 30 cents to $15. There were some huge days. We're going to see a lot bigger. Remember, Theta took out, I think it was $10 million for a marketing campaign. When is that going to kick in? Right after Mainnet 3.0. So, get your Theta, my friends. I don't want to scream it louder because hopefully if you're on the road to Ruta, you already know. Now, how do you get Theta? On the private road, I have a Theta page. Shows you how to buy it, store it, and stake it. It's hard right now because it's not on Coinbase. It's not on Kraken. Now, there were 2 announcements of exchanges that are selling Theta and Theta Fuel. One is Uphold. Everybody's emailing me, Bix, Theta got added to Uphold. Uphold is a joke. It is a ridiculous joke. It's not good that Theta got put on Uphold. And how you know it's a joke? Because they don't let you withdraw Theta outside of their exchange. That is a Ponzi scheme, my friends. If you buy on an exchange, you buy Theta and you can't withdraw it at any time you want, they don't own it. They don't have it. That's why they don't let you withdraw it. So Uphold announcement is bad. It diverts money away from Theta to their Theta derivative market. It's not good. On the other hand, there was another announcement. Exodus wallet has a swapping function. I love the Exodus wallet as a wallet. It's a good wallet. And you can get on your phone. But they have a swapping function that you can swap Theta for other cryptos. Now, I think it's only up to like $5,000 worth. And the fees are ridiculous. But the fees are ridiculous everywhere. So the Exodus solution is a good one to the problem of the powers that be won't let Theta be traded in the United States. So that's one way you can get Theta. You swap, say, Litecoin for Theta or Theta Fuel. You could also do that on Simple Swap. But it's not a wallet that you're going to have to do some wallet maneuvering. With Exodus, it's a click of a little thing, a swap on your Exodus wallet. In the mobile phone, it's like right in the middle, on the bottom. And it allows you to swap crypto for crypto. Mind you, this is a taxable event. Keep that in mind. All right. So that's what's going on right now. Silver price, looking a little exciting, was allowed to go up 30 cents. That's how sad we are in silver. A 30-cent move, everybody gets all excited. Theta, oh my God, $6 is by buying Theta at 6 cents last year. And yes, if you look at, okay, I'll show you guys some of the private road. This was the old Theta graph that I had. It was old because it was breaking out. And I'm like, okay, I got to update the graph. Probably shouldn't have done that. It should have just shifted it because the Mainnet 3.0, I should have just shifted it. Anyway, from my original, this is from Hitomi, from the Theta Labs roadmap, my analysis, Michelle Whitedev's analysis, Theta Explorer expectations. This is what I put up on the private road last year. And if you look at it, it was like right on. This is from the original Hitomi graph from the remote viewing done. And it was right in here, right in here that it gets explosive around, but we had it at $4. Again, Theta had tripled back here. And it was the Mainnet 3.0 launch that really kicked it off. So now the Mainnet 3.0 has been shifted for 2 months. For 2 months. So we are literally right in this framework right here. I mean, even if you don't even count in the shift, because it was really, this is June right here. And we're at $6, which for this graph is probably right in here. I think this graph is right on again. The aberration was that spike and then the crash. And it's all rigged. Remember that. It's all rigged. So the spike up was rigged and the crash down was rigged. Just keep that in mind. So I think the Hitomi graph is absolutely right on right now, which puts us by September at $40 Theta. And then by the end of the year at $88 Theta. Now there could be the kicker into the high gear, which I have on the Theta graph page for private road members. And that it's a similar graph, but different parameters. Go check that out if you're a private road member. If you want to join the private road, go to roadtoruder.com, hit subscribe today, and you can subscribe for 1 year. And you will be sent in the mail a silver Ruda coin, each individually numbered. Ruda jumping up and down on a silver brick road, the Cave of Gold in the Grand Canyon. If you watch these 2 videos, you'll understand why the Federal Reserve was created. G. Edward Griffith wrote Creature from Jekyll Island, which I 100% agree with, except he forgot the biggest thing. He forgot the biggest thing in his research because nobody had found out what it was. And I found it out. Why? Why did Woodrow Wilson sign the Federal Reserve Act? He hated the banks. Why? This is why. The gold in the Grand Canyon. Billions and billions of ounces of gold in the Grand Canyon. He had to sign the Federal Reserve Act to save the global monetary system. But all he's doing is kicking the can down the path, down the road, kick the can. It's time to stop kicking the can. We will see what happens over the next few months, but definitely get your assets in your own possession. The Biden tax rule should be the biggest boom ever for gold, silver, and cryptos, because everybody will be wanting to get out of all the traditional assets at the 20% rate and put it into something sane. Hang on to your silver, hang on to your gold, and hang on to your good cryptos. The best crypto is Theta at $6.42. No other crypto can survive without Theta. It's broadband expansion. The internet is broken and will not be fixed by anything but the patented technology from Theta. That's all I got for you. This is Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. I'll talk to you.
Hang on tight, my friends. Theta Girl's on her way. Well, I was searching for a token that would fly to the sky. Dump everything on her, let her take me so high. Well, she said her name was Theta, wanna go for a ride. All band expansion, always there by my side. She's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. I said go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Well, the 40X move in 2020 was fun. You ain't seen how high my little Theta can run. Coinbase will add 300 million or more. America will love her while they watch her price soar. She's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. I said go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. You're my Theta girl, you really rock my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Well, my wife got really jealous, I love Theta too much. She said, I know it sounds crazy, I'm missing your touch. You're gonna have to choose, it's either me or your coin. I'm sad to see her go, but look where Theta is gone. She's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. I said go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. You're my Theta girl, you really rock my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Well, I believe Sarasi $1,000 or more. Everybody watching Theta partner galore. Samsung and Sony, Apple, Netflix and more. Google and then YouTube, well, you watch it press soar. It's my Theta girl, she really rocks my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Sit go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go. You're my Theta girl, you really rock my world. Go Theta, go Theta, go Theta, go.